Okay, so what you're watching here is this is me doing my job. This is the one little bit of the frac that I actually work on. So what you're looking at here is you can see the crane, obviously, and then this big tube over to the right hand side of the crane. That is called the lubricator. And then down on the bottom of the lubricator you can kind of see kind of a boxy looking thing is the BOP, and the BOP is the blowout preventer. That's what actually prevents the well from blowing out. If there's some sort of a problem, they can close that and isolate everything that's down in the well. So this guy coming up the man basket, he's called the grease man. You can't see it way up top. There's actually a grease head on top of that lubricator, and they pump that full of some really heavy, thick grease. And that's what separates the inside of the well, inside this lubricator, from the outside world. Let's run that wire line through there. So they have to press that up to about 7,000 or 8,000 pounds of pressure. They release all that pressure, and he is venting that lubricator right now to make sure there's no excess pressure in there, so that when we take that off the well, we don't like blow it up. So that would be a good thing. So he's done venting. He's going to come down here, and there's a collar on the bottom of the BOP that actually connects to the well. So he's going to go down there. He's going to do a couple little things right there at the BOP first, and I don't have any clue what he's doing. He's going to go down there, and eventually he's going to undo that collar, and that will separate us from the well. And then I'll pick up. You'll see me pick up, and I'll bring that lubricator back towards him just a little bit, so that he can put what's called an entry guide on the bottom. And what that entry guide is just a cone that screws into the threads on the bottom of the lubricator, and it protects the wire line itself from the threads. So he is undoing the collar right now, and I'll pick up on it just a little bit. You can barely see me pick up on it because I don't pick up on it a lot, and I'll start moving it back towards him. Alright, so here we go. I'm picking up on it just a little bit. There you go. I'm going to start moving it back towards him. Like I said, I get this swinging just a little bit. So what they do with this wireline gun is there are, I think, 4 or 5 different actual guns on this gun string. And what those do is there are shape charges around the gun. They kind of in a spiral pattern. You can see the gun start to come out here in just a little bit. He's going to drop that thing down. But so there it is right there. So those shape charges blow a hole in the side of the casing of the well that the drilling rig put down there, and that hole, when it blows into the casing, it blows into the formation of the earth also. It blows about 3 feet into the formation. And then when they frack, that's what they're actually fracking. That's what they're fracturing, is the formation through those holes. And they pump water and sand under very high pressure, and they break that ground apart. And the sand stays in there in those fractures, and allows the oil to flow out. So that's what hydraulic fracturing does. It opens that formation up a little bit. So right now what they're doing is they're putting a set of wheels on that lubricator, or no, not on the lubricator, on the gun, so that they can lay that gun down. It works just like a 2-wheel dolly. They strap those wheels onto there, and then the guy in the wireline truck that you can't see because it's off screen over there, he lets that wireline down, and the gun just lays right down. They just kind of pull it over and it lays right down. And then the grease man, he's still up there because he's got to drop a ball, a hard plastic rubbery ball down the well, and that's what actually seals the plug they set with the wireline gun. There's a plug on the end of there, and they set a plug before they actually do the actual perforation itself. And there's a hole in that plug. I don't know what the reason is. I don't have a clue. But there's a hole in that plug, and he drops that ball down into the well, and the ball sets in the hole of that plug and allows them to actually pressure up against the ball so they can fracture the perforations. And then there's a nightcap that he's got to put in there. It's just a bull plug, basically. He puts that on there, and then they're done. So that's basically what I do. And then when we go back on the well, it's the exact reverse. They put the wheels back on the fresh wireline gun that's ready to come up, and The wireline operator, he sucks that thing up into the gun, and then we go on about our day. Go back on the wheel. There's starting lay down right there. All right, good deal.